We need a new plan.
I can't take him back to Washington and waltz him into the White House with a list of empty demands. Johnson still has no real intention of moving forward with fair voting laws.
If we're not even at the starting point with him, how do we look like talking about the finish line? Tactics, my friends. We must break down this institution with the tangible tactics that it takes to dismantle it.
Buy it. We need to dictate this conversation. Doc need to tell them what we want with no uncertain terms.
Or else they're gonna try backtracking. Look, hey, listen. Maybe we compromise.
We've been compromising too long.
Listen, now, just listen to me. Listen to what I gotta say. We compromise. We pick 2 or 3 issues for him to demand, and that way we can get things started.
Wait now, think this through. He goes in there with just 2 or 3 things, and we diminish the negotiation before we've even started it. No. You can't dispute my point if you haven't listened. It's better to engage Johnson in all of our grievances and let him whittle it down, because you know they always whittle it down.
It's always all or nothing with you, darling. What we need is finesse here.
Ralph, don't patronize her. Listen for a change, man.
I'm listening to a lot of hot air right now.
Hey! So we can approach this.
Now, focus, please. Look, Bayard is right. Let's get specific, and Diane is right. Everything is important. Now, let me hear the top-tier issues that have to be evident in the overall legislation we demand. Let's break it down, but let's root this conversation in what we know. We know we love our people, right? We gotta think of them as we get into this. Now, what are the specific...
The literacy exam.
Is that the number one?
The literacy
We can educate.
Come on now, listen now. Listen. The average person can't even pass it. And if you can, it doesn't matter, because the local registry flunks any Negro applicant who misses any damn comma or whatever other whim.
Okay, all right.
Listen. The big issue is voting vouchers. Right? Wait, no, hold on, wait a minute. Listen. Because everybody forget about this part, right? But if you're a Negro, the only way you can vote is if an approved registered voter vouches for you, right? So let's say you take some place like Lowndes County.
Well, not one single Negro has successfully registered to vote in the 20th century, by the way.
Exactly. See, that's my point.
We have to be aggressive.
You have to remain calm.
No. I say we lay Jimmy Lee's body down at George Wallace's door in Montgomery. That's what we do.
We have to remain calm.
You're too soft right now, Doc. Too soft.
Soft?
Yes, soft. We don't have time for that.
Yeah.
That's K.J. Lee. That's the grandfather. Go, we screw. And the man just shot him. Right like this here. Jimmy gone. He gone.
Lord, take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me home.
You want to file charges?
We prefer to remain focused.
Who was that man, sir?
He's part of the White Citizens Council.
No better than the Klan.
Yeah, well,
Don't worry, they're here too.
Then why don't you ban them from congregating like you ban us? Sure was a lot of them in that lobby. We would have been arrested. Why isn't Clark harassing them?
Reverend Reese, you know darn well that the courthouse is Sheriff Clark's territory. City's mine. Now, I've treated all you people well. Don't be pushing me.
Why did you let him into the hotel?
Come again.
Why would you allow a known white supremacist to be in a place where he could attack this man?
Miss Boynton, you know darn well that every nut in America is here today. Now, that's not my fault. That's it. They're here because he's here, and vice versa.
Chief Baker, no, sir. Dr. King is here because my late husband and I wrote to him on behalf of the Negro citizens of this community. A community that we helped build with our backs and our bare hands. And we told him of our situation here, of our organizing here. And we told him of the disgraceful attitude of the authorities in this town towards the rights of its Negro citizens. And we called for him to come down and help us. That's why he is here.
See, Chief? Just obeying orders.
Well, I think y'all coming down here and booking a night in this room is nothing more than a calculated act of provocation.
A calculated act of desegregation. Part of our job, that's what we do.
What you do is disturb the peace.
There is no peace here.
Well, let's not disappoint the man.
Reverend Williams, would you tell us in your own words what happened when you crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge?
Well, we had met that morning, gathered at Brown Chapel, as planned. Collaboration between SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, and our organization, which I was sent here by the Dr. Reverend King to organize with them. We went through town, and actually, to our surprise, we didn't have a lot of confrontation, as we expected. Marched peacefully down the street, cross intersection. No police, no violent mobs, anything. And actually, we thought we had cleared the danger zone. Got to the Edmund Pettus Bridge, crossing out of town, peacefully, leaving. And there we were met by state troopers, a wall of men masked with gas masks, armed with batons, with rifles, pistols, out and in the ready position. We, on the other hand, as has been tradition in our movement of nonviolence, had our hands, most of us, in our pockets. The young John Lewis next to me with his knapsack ready for the long journey, and I warily looking from left to right and protecting those behind us, and we stopped. I talked to the troopers, who advised us that we were illegally marching, and I said that this was a peaceful march. It was a legal march. We had the right to be there, and we were not breaking any laws. They didn't heed anything that I had to say and proceeded to come forward, saying that you will disperse on our command, and without any provocation, they began to fire tear gas canisters. They began to charge forward with unarmed men, women, and yes, children even, and forced themselves forward into the crowd and began to beat us without impunity, began to arrest and harm people and spill blood there when it wasn't necessary, when we were there peacefully and doing only what we came to do in a peaceful American way.
Miss Cooper, would you, to the best of your recollection, tell us what happened when Sheriff Clark walked down the steps of the county courthouse?
The best of my recollection is I ain't gonna never forget it. Seeing Sheriff Clark come down them stairs, he had the devil in him. And the closer he got, I could see, looking right in his eyes, that the devil was living right inside him. Looked like he set his eyes on Jimmy Lee and Cage Lee. They was sitting right in front of me. They was trying to get Mr. Cage Lee to kneel down, and his knees was bad and he couldn't. And the sheriff came up to him with the devil in him and said, sit down, nigga, and cussing him and everybody else. He pushed Mr. Cage Lee. Mr. Cage Lee fell on me. I fell down, and I could see then he was going after Jimmy Lee. And I was just trying to stop him from going after Jimmy Lee when he was saying, come on, boy, nigga, I'm worth it. And I knew there was gonna be trouble. More trouble than we was already in. So I don't know what came over me. I just jumped up and I was just trying to keep him from doing something really bad to Jimmy Lee. So I hit him. And he got up, and I thought he was gonna come after me and Jimmy Lee and probably Mr. Cager too. So then I just hit him again. And out of nowhere, these deputies, they come and one grabbed me and the other one grabbed me, and they was pulling me to the ground, and I was telling them to take the hands off of me and leave me alone because I was just trying to save Jimmy Lee. And somehow they got me to the ground. They wrestled me down to the ground. I ain't gonna never forget it.
You nervous, John? You look nervous.
No, sir.
Would you tell us in your own words what happened when you crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge?
Being one of the primary leaders of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, there's a lot that we prepare ourselves for and our people for. But that Sunday, what happened that Sunday on that bridge, I don't know if anyone could have prepared for that. Myself and Hosea Williams, we led a march of upwards of 1,600 people, a peaceful, nonviolent march in the Selma. What we met upon our arrival is not something any of us were prepared to face. The troopers, the tear gas. There were a couple hundred white folks. They was coming out of everywhere you could think of, with everything you could think of. Bats, bricks, tire irons. That day on the bridge, I blacked out.
Reverend Reese, would you tell the court what exactly happened at the Dallas County Courthouse?
Well, on the day of the Dallas County Courthouse, we walked and approached the courthouse. There must have been several hundred citizens, Selma, myself, Miss Borden, Reverend King, James Bevel, James Orange, C.T. Vivian, Mr. Nash, Hosea Williams, and we approached the front of the courthouse and positioned ourselves directly in front of the courthouse, of course. And Sheriff Clark advised us that we should disperse. But Mr. King responded that we were going to wait. We wanted to enter the courthouse, and Sheriff Clark said there were too many. We should wait in the rear. And again, Mr. King implied that we'd wait there, and that it was our right. Segregation was. He said we'd wait. And of course, Sheriff Clark was very upset about the response, and he proceeded down the courthouse steps. And he charged into the crowd. And Mr. Cager Lee was having a hard time getting down to the ground there, and Sheriff Clark turned red as fire. And Mr. Cager Lee's grandson, Jimmy Lee, stood up and got into a confrontation with Sheriff Clark, and things got a little out of hand, to say the least. I remember Annie L. Cooper. She struck the sheriff, and he went down, and a fight ensued. Sort of the deputies, of course, they grab a hold of Miss Cooper, and they proceeded to beat her. It was something to behold. She was helpless at that point, and but we stood, and we had to witness that.
Miss Boynton, would you tell us in your own words what happened when you crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge? And remember, you are under oath.
I'm sorry. The doctors have informed me that the gas has affected my voice, sir. I'll do my best. When we turned the corner, Hosea Williams said to State Trooper McLeod, may I say something, sir? And he said, you may not. Charge on them. That's when they came from the left and from the right. And I think I must have been in shock because I just stood there. When I looked down, there was blood at my feet. That's when a guard came up to me and said, run, nigger bitch, run. And because I just stood there, he hit me with, the first blow was to my face, to my head, right here. And then I believe the second blow was to the back of my neck. I fell on the ground, and I believe there were two other state troopers that came along and were hitting me. At that point, someone came along with a can of gas while I was on the ground and began to pump the gas into my face. I believe that is when I lost consciousness. The next thing I remember was being dragged across the bridge with a child next to me, also being dragged to safety.
I saw Mr. Hosea Williams go down, and I'm not sure what happened to Mr. Lewis, sir.
Afternoon, Sheriff Clark. Do you feel that you have treated the Negro citizens of Selma any differently than you have treated the white citizens of Selma?
I'm sheriff, and I was sworn in as sheriff to uphold the laws of Dallas County and the state of Alabama. Now, sometimes folks, whether they're white or colored, get out of hand and don't obey those laws, then we got to use a little extra force enforcement to take care of the problem. And if somebody says I'm rougher on the Negroes or the colored folks or the white folks, you know, that's their damn opinion. I'm here to do my job. And frankly, I think this is a waste of my time. I'm up here defending what I do, what I was sworn to do, and that's to uphold the laws of Dallas County. And that's all I do. And then I go home, I go to bed, and I wake up the next morning and I do the same damn thing.
Mr. Jackson, in your own words, would you tell us what happened when you entered Mac's Cafe?
Yes, sir. Yeah, like it was yesterday. Yeah, we marching along, peaceful, ain't bothering nobody. And we get down there to the corner, and there's all them troopers standing out there. All of a sudden, all heck break loose. And Jimmy and all of my daughter, we got out of there and we started running and we got over to the cafe. We thinking that they'd gone past. Oh, no, they come in there. They come in there swinging them clubs. And they shot my boy. Shot Jimmy. Just run off like thieves in the night. My daughter, she ain't been the same since.
Together, we believe that what the illusion of supremacy has destroyed, the truth of equality can nourish. Thank you.
Hold your applause until I say it's a picture wrap on David Oyelowo and Carmen Jogo.